With Breakdance version 2 on the horizon, I really want to take a look at, or a close look at Breakdance Builder. This is going to be like a general review of Breakdance. You really want to take a close look and see if Breakdance is really worth it. Should you go for Breakdance or should you skip it? In this video, I'm going to take you through the general concept of Breakdance philosophy. We're also going to take a look at the pricing and ask the question, is it really worth it? Should you go for Breakdance or should you try some other builder? In the light of all that, we're also going to take a look at what Breakdance offers to justify its price point. The developers of Breakdance have minced no words when they say that Breakdance is a beta version of Elementor. That means Breakdance's primary target market is the Elementor market and the Divi market. Elementor and Divi are known to be very user-friendly. This means that beginners can use them easily without knowing much about CSS, HTML, or JavaScript. In the same way, Breakdance is designed for those who need a builder that is beginner-friendly and easy to use. It also targets Elementor and Divi users who seek to move to another builder. Breakdance offers both the free and the pro versions. The pro version has a single site license and unlimited website license. There is also the agency license, which we are not going to go into. Breakdance free version allows you to experiment with a range of pro features and get the feel of the advanced tools and capabilities that Breakdance offers. It allows you to test out the pre-built elements, design library, pro elements like the pop-up builders, and WooCommerce integration without any upfront costs. Of course, you can use the free version to build a website and launch it, but while the free version provides a comprehensive trial experience, it is important to know that you cannot use the pro features on a live site. This means you can design an experiment, but to publish a fully functional and professional website, you need to upgrade to the pro version. To truly harness the power of Breakdance and bring your website to life with all the premium features, the pro version is essential. Breakdance offers a perfect blend of flexibility and power, allowing you to try before you buy. Breakdance also has a 60 days money back guarantee, no questions asked. So while we talk about Breakdance, I'm going to put a link in the description for you to check it out. So let's look at the price of Breakdance. Of course, the free version is free. That means you don't get to spend anything. You don't get to spend any money. You can go in and start using Breakdance and experiment with the pro features. But a single site license comes at approximately $100. Bear in mind that this is a subscription model. That means you get to pay $100 every year to renew. The renewal allows you to get updates and support every year. The single site license is ideal for single site owners that needs to use the pro features. The unlimited license goes for about $200. It is said that it's going to go up to about $400 per year, but right now it is at $200 per year for unlimited site. That means if you buy at $200 now, you lock in that renewal price. So if the price goes up, you continue to renew at the price you bought it. So depending on the number of sites you manage, the cost can go as low as $20 per site. For example, if you make 10 sites, and subsequently it could go as low as $4 per site if the number of sites that you may go up to 50. So when you look at it that way in terms of cost per site, it seems pretty obvious that this is a good deal. If you're going to compare it with Elementor for unlimited site, Elementor doesn't have unlimited site license, but it has 1,000 sites for $399 per year. And at about $200, you get only 25 sites. So Breakdance price point seems to be very, very competitive. When investing in a premium website builder, you want to ensure every dollar counts. Breakdance offers a range of premium features that gives you complete control over your website design. The pre-built element helps you to save time and streamline your workflow. The design library gives you access to dozens of pre-made templates and resources to spark creativity and simplify your design process. The Pro element gives you advanced design capabilities with professional grade elements, enabling you to create a polished high-end website without a single knowledge of HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. With advanced features like the pop-up builder, you can engage your audience and enhance user experience with customizable pop-ups, perfect for promotions, announcement, and lead generation. With the WooCommerce integration, you can seamlessly integrate WooCommerce to build a powerful online store with all the tools you need to control the overall style of your website via a global settings. Every aspect of the store looks great out of the box. So how much are you really saving by going with Breakdance? Breakdance allows you to shave off multiple plugins by incorporating essential features into one platform. This not only reduces the complexity of managing multiple plugins, but also enhances the performance and security of your website. With a comprehensive list of features designed to meet most of your needs, Breakdance is a tool that helps to create good-looking website with ease. You don't need to know CSS, you don't need to know HTML, I've said that before, because Breakdance has carefully curated pre-built elements that are easy to customize. For example, this pricing table, the pre-built element can be styled globally with Breakdance's powerful preset system, making it ideal for building scalable and maintainable website. Speaking of customization, a problem that most people have is incorporating your brand's color into your website. Breakdance solves these problems with global site settings that gives you consistency across your website. Breakdance offers animation that gives you the ability to do advanced parallax effects like this one, horizontal scroll, text transparency, text blurring, rotation, scaling, and other scroll-based animation, which are designed to augment for the limitation of most page builders. But with Breakdance, it's like getting dozens of plugins in one. For example, I'm going to show you some of Breakdance elements. So in this page, I've put together some of my favorite elements, not all of them, but some of them, because we really wouldn't have the time to go through all of them in one video. So this is a masker. It is a masking element that you can place anything inside it. And this is an image inside the mask. And this is a full-blown gallery inside the mask. You also have a map inside a mask. You have a testimonials section inside a mask. You can actually mask anything, overlay effect, full width masker. Then you have a beautiful text, with a background, masking a background. And you also have animated headers or headings and image accordion. All these are plug and play. All you need to do is just to drop it in, change your images and your contents, and then you have the horizontal layout of the image accordion, vertical scroll, that's image comparison, the vertical and the horizontal styles. You have Lottie animations that you can put any kind of Lottie with scroll based triggers. You have elements like pricing tables and a fancy testimonial. You could customize it any way you want. This is a fancy testimonial section. This is customized in a different way, and they're so easy to customize. And then you have powerful form builders. Breakdance form builder integrate with some of the most popular marketing tools like MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, Discord, and a lot of them. You also have scroll-based animations like this. This is scroll-based. This is scroll-based. You can see, and you can do parallax. They're all scroll-based. Look at this cool animation, all this cool animation, all these are created in Breakdance. And then you have the advanced slider, which is very powerful. Now take a look at this advanced slider that has two slides, on top of each other. Like you have the background slide, and then you have the car slide. Now I want to quickly show you how easy this is. In some other builders, it will be extremely difficult to do this. When I say extremely difficult, I mean really difficult. But in Breakdance, I'm going to show you exactly how this is done. I mean, it's very simple. I'm just going to show you. Now look at this. This is just an icon. These are not even the slider arrows. Now the beautiful thing about this is that you could select an icon and choose an action and just select the slider you want to control. What do you want? I want to control the slider. Which slider? You choose the slider you want to control. What do you want? I want it to go to the previous slide. And then you select the next one and said the same thing. I want it to go to the next slide when I click it. And that is all. It's so simple, just an icon. That means you could apply this to any element. This one controls the others. I told you there are two sliders, superimposed on each other. So this one controls, just like these icons control this top slider, the other one controls the background slider. And this is the same thing, these are just icons that you add actions to control the slide. The application of this is endless. You can use it to do some really powerful stuff. And this is also a slider. Now, let me show you how it works. You can just click it to change the background. And that is just a slider. These are buttons, just buttons, 3 buttons that are placed on it inside a div. And this controls, okay? This chooses the slider you want. Action, go to slide 1 when I click it. This one, what does it say? When I click it, go to slide 3. When I click this one, go to slide 2. It is so easy to set up. Of course, these sliders have their own arrows, but what they have done here is just go to the settings and disable the arrows and use buttons instead to make it easy. One of the advantages of using buttons here is because of how tricky it could be to place the slider button. Some of you that use other builders, you know what I'm talking about, how difficult it can be to position the arrows exactly where you want it, especially if you're a beginner. It's actually impossible for a beginner to do it. So this is why Breakdance is a builder for beginners. Breakdance has a very powerful header and menu builder. And one other thing that Breakdance has that is very cool is the ability to migrate from another builder with ease with what is called Breakdance Migration Tool. It is super easy. For example, if you have a WooCommerce website and you don't want to disrupt activity on the site while you're building your new site with Breakdance, Breakdance offers the migration tool that you could install. And what the migration tool does essentially is by allowing your visitors to see the current version of your website while you can see the website you're working on, okay? And once you're done and publish it, the new site will appear seamlessly. If you want to see how that works, I'm going to link a video in the description here for you to check it out. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Breakdance Header and Menu Builder. We're also going to take a look at other things like the layout engine and a couple of other stuff. I'm going to go ahead and recreate this section using Breakdance new layout engine. And what I'm going to do is I want to place two divs here. Now normally, if you're using things like Elementor, you have columns. Breakdance has columns, but I'm going to use divs, okay? And I want to show you how easy it is. So I'm just going to put in a div here. I'm going to duplicate it. So we have two divs. I'm going to go to the section because I need two columns, but I'm using divs. I'm going to go to the layout, stack them horizontally. Of course, I really would like to use grid. So I'm just going to go here, grid, and then items per row 2. You can see that we have these already. So I'm going to go back to that section and I want the space to be 0. I don't want any space between them for now. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start bringing in this. And this is a dual heading element. So I'm just going to go in here, come here, and then I'm going to add a dual heading. You see, already we have a design there. So what am I going to say? So I'm going to say next level of, and then for this one, I'm just going to say, now the text that I want to have that heading, okay, I'm going to say fashion. Okay. Now I'm going to do something really powerful here to demonstrate something. Now I could go ahead to style this, but I won't want to waste time. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to go to style. I'm going to create a preset. I'm just going to say dual heading style. I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to come here and go there and apply that preset to it. And you can see that as if we had multiple elements on the page, we can change this by going to edit and change both of them at the same time. So if I want to go to the secondary, I could go to the typography and change something. For example, I can change the typography to red and leave it, or I could leave it at white. I could go to the primary typography and then I could change it to purple or something like that. So both of them change at the same time. Now I'm going to add a normal text. This is the text, okay? This is just a normal text. And I'm just going to go to add text. I'm going to drop it there. And then I'm going to copy this and put in there. And then from here, I could just copy this, and then paste the design, okay? That is if I don't want to use preset. If I don't want to control both of them at the same time, I can just paste that, all right? And then we have a form here, okay? And I'm just going to go in and drop a form builder. And you can see we have so many of things. This is just an email to subscribe. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete the name, delete the message, and then we have just this email. I could go ahead to customize this, but we already have a template here because I got this from Breakdance template. All I can do is just copy this and paste design, and we have that design. But I can come here again and then go to advanced. I could hide the label and then just put the placeholder, your email, and then I have exactly the same thing. Of course, the submit button is subscribe now, mine is submit, and then I could just change that to subscribe now. So here I'm going to select the parent element here, and we have the spacing is okay. I think I'm okay with the spacing. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to put two divs here. So I'm just going to come here and put in a div. Yeah, I'm going to duplicate that. Now I want to still use in this case, I think I'll still use grid. Okay, So we have items per row 2, and then I don't want to have a gap. I'm going to put that gap at 0. And in this one, I'm going to put an image. So I'm just going to copy this image and put here. Obviously, this image, they've played with a couple of things. I'm going to copy this one also and put here. So we have the image that has this style. If you want to check what has been done to this image, you can come here and click modified, and you can see that they have done something with the board, the radius of this image. You can see all the changes that have been applied. So if I clear out this radius, you can see that this is a normal image. So I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go to borders. I'm going to go to radius and change the individual radius, and this will be 100. What was that? Yeah, and this will be 100, and this will be 100, and that is how this is done. Okay, so I could just copy this, put here, copy this, and put here. Of course, I can move this up, and we have something similar. Now, what are we going to do? I'm going to select that and give it this layout is going to be like that. Okay, for this div. And then I want to give it a gap of 20, okay? And this div, I want to give it a gap of 22. That is 20 also. And that, yep, and I'm going to give this, the overall, this div, a gap also of 20. You can see that we have something similar. Of course, that this one is towards the end, okay? Towards the right, it's aligned towards the right. I'm going to select this, and then I'm just going to align it toward the right. It is so simple. And right now it is obvious that we need a gap between this and this. So I'm going to click here to select the parent element, click here again to select the overall parent element, and then I'm going to give it a gap of say 40, and that separates that. Now let's take a look at Breakdance header and menu builder. So I'm going to come here and let's just collapse everything. And I'm going to drop in a header builder. Let's select this. I'm going to drop in a header builder. And then I'm going to drop in the menu builder. Okay. And Breakdance menu builder is one of the best menu builders. And why I say so is because it looks great out of the box. You could see you could use it for mega menu. You could use it for normal drop down menu. You could use it for a very simple menu. And it looks great out of the box in mobile. You can see how nice this looks in mobile. You really don't need to do much to get it to work. Also, you could customize it in such a way that if you go to the mobile menu, you could change it to off canvas. That means it comes out like this. You can also change it to full screen. That means it fills the screen just like that. But I'm going to leave it at the default that just slides out from the bottom. You could change the toggle to anything you want. There's a lot of customization options in the menu. You could place anything you want in the menu. So here we have a menu drop down. We have a custom menu drop down. So in the menu, you have different elements. You have the menu drop down. You have the menu custom drop down. This is it where you can place anything. I could just decide to drop in maybe a grid there, and then drop in a gallery inside there. I don't know, you don't even need to drop a grid inside a gallery. So I mean a gallery inside a grid. What am I doing? Anyway, I'm just gonna move that grid out. But then of course we don't have our images here. But what I'm trying to say is that you can drop anything inside the custom area. You want to list your products here, you can drop anything. Now let's go to the header builder. Let's say I want to add a logo to this header builder. Collapse this. I could just drop in a logo. Sorry, an image. Let me just drop in an image, and that image I could select a logo. And then if I don't want that logo there, I could just put it at this side, and there we have our logo. So we scroll. If I want it to be sticky, I could just go to the header builder and go to sticky, enable sticky, and I have my sticky header. There are different. I want to stick to the bottom. If you want a sticky header at the bottom, you want it at the top, okay, it's there. Scroll behavior, hide after 200 pixel. That means you scroll 200 before it hides. Let's increase that to 600 to have that effect. You can see the line here that draws. Once it gets there, it hides. Okay. All right. So reveal animation, fade, slide. There are different things. Reveal on scroll up. So many things you can do here. Disable sticky at a certain breakpoint. there's just a lot here. You have the overlay type where you can overlay. Okay, you have an overlay here. You want to keep the style. Sometimes you want to keep the style while you're overlaying, and it's really good. You have advanced, disable preview mode. That is, it disables all this stuff here. So the header builder is really good. Stack vertically. Normally it stacks horizontally by default. Now there's a lot. I'm going to do a video that focuses on the header and the menu builder to build different kinds of header and menu in Breakdance. One more thing, the menu builder has a new feature called the menu custom area. This means you could put anything you want. By the way, let me go ahead and disable that that overlay. All right, and stick it. Let's say I want to move this logo inside that custom menu area. I could do that. The custom menu area allows you to put anything in the top level of the menu. So what you do is you could just come here. So you have your menu, and then you could just push this to the center. Let's say you wanted to duplicate this, you know, as a different kind of menu item. Okay, so you have that logo right there at the center, and you could select that custom area. You go to the container padding. You want to give this 40 to give that space in between, and there you have it. You could decide to hide that on the mobile breakpoint, you know. So you go to custom area. So the custom area, you could go to visibility, let it just hide it on mobile. So if we go to the mobile breakpoint, we don't see it. Okay, all right, so we could come here, duplicate this custom area, move it all the way up, and then hide this one on desktop, so we can see this on the desktop. Okay, I have to remove that padding from that one. Okay, maybe just that. Okay, so we could see it there, but we wouldn't see it here. Let's take a look at the design library. If you go to add library, the design library is present, is available. Now if you go here, you will have all access to all the design library that Breakdance has. For example, this complete site fitness zone. You have a complete website. You could import the complete website. If you want it to look the same, you could import the global settings alongside with it. And if you want to import just the pages, you know, you have the different pages, okay, with it. If you want to import just the sections, like if you go to home now, you could import just one section. For example, I could decide to import maybe just this section, okay, and let's say this section, I can just add it to the page, and I have this section. Now you can see that it inherits my brand colors. It doesn't impose, so it inherits the brand color. But if you want the brand to change completely, if you want to change the brand color of this website to the brand color of what you are importing, all you need to do is to make sure that when you are importing it, you import the global settings. But we don't want to do that. It's not just full website. You could go to different sections. For example, all the elements I showed you was from here. The fancy section, you have the animated items here, you have the creative section. A good starting point for a lot of your project, the 3D sections, you can see that. Now you have a lot of things, so many things here that you could use as a starting point to build your website, or as an inspiration to build your website. And all these are just Breakdance, you know, element. These are hover cards. You don't need to build them from scratch. You just go in and just type in image hover card and drop it in, and you have your hover card. I can choose an image I want to drop in there, and I have my image, my hover card. I can go ahead and do the styling anyhow I want. Let's take a look at WooCommerce. WooCommerce is a breeze when it comes to Breakdance. Breakdance is designed for WooCommerce. These are Breakdance template where you have the design libraries. Of course, you can access it in the builder, but this is on Breakdance website. I'm going to open this design library that has maybe a WooCommerce store. Okay, you can see that these libraries are responsive. You can see the beautiful menu here in display. For example, this is another shop. If I come here, you know, you could see this add to cart, and then, okay, checkout. You can see how nice the checkout is. This is how the cart looks, clean and neat. Everything looks great. All right, let's take a look at another thing in Breakdance WooCommerce. Breakdance has built-in isotope filtering right here. So you could have this isotope filtering You could have these are based on product category by default. You could, if you have uncategorized, you can hide it. You know, sometimes you have uncategorized, but it's not here because of my settings in back end. You have the content for the product list, of course, but let's focus on this. Okay, if you want to show all, you see all products, and let's look at the styling, the filter bar. You have tabs, which I think Prism will be the default. You have peels like that, and you have bar. I think this is kind of my favorite. And then you have the position, left, you know, center. You want to have full width. Nice. Okay. Do you want it to be vertical? Then you have vertical. So I'm going to go to the global settings, and then I'm going to go down to WooCommerce. I'm going to go to the buttons and secondary buttons. I'm going to change the background to black, not maybe exactly black, like that. The typography, I'm going to change it to white. Okay. And then I want it to have rounded corners. You could make it custom if you wish. No, duration, transition, scale on hover. You know, 1.1 is usually where to go. And typography, 14, 12, advanced, letter spacing 1, maybe not so good. All right, so you can see all of them are styled to be the same, and I probably want to change that background on hover. I just click here and then change the background to that hover. Let's just have a preview of what the animation looks like, how to set up animation. If you select an element, you could go to advanced animations. I want an entrance animation. I just want it to slide up. So when I'm coming, it slides up. That's simple, right? Then of course, if I don't want an entrance animation, I could go to scrolling animation, enable a scrolling animation. Do you want horizontal position? Start. Where do you want it to start? Okay, want it to start there and ends, you know, the end. You can see I have my animation there. So that is opacity. I want it to start at 0 and end at by here is going to be 50. Okay, right, by here should be maybe 80. Move this. So I want it to end sooner. So you can see I have that nice animation coming in. I want it to end sooner. Right. Okay. And 100. So I'm setting the opacity to start at 0 and end at 100. And then I want it to, you know, to play faster by adjusting this. Okay. So you see I have my scrolling animation. What if I wanted to rotate? What if I wanted it to blur? Start blurring, you know, 10 and then 0. Okay, move this. Different things you could do with this. If you want to rotate it, 15, start there and sooner. Let's say I want to apply the scroll animation to this div. I can come here, go to animation, scroll animation, enable. I want to scale it. Okay, so I want it to start at 1.2, maybe 1.5. Okay, and then end at 1. So you can see that it moves like that. It's so simple to set up. Like, it didn't take me up to a minute to set it up. Okay, so I mean, technically you could set it up in less than a minute if you know what you're doing. At most 5 minutes if you're just trying to figure it out. It's very simple. Breakdance supports dynamic data. For example, if I want to use the post loop builder, so you have a post loop builder that supports dynamic data. This is a repeater. I could choose a block. For example, I have a product loop that I've created, a product block that I've created, and now this pulls in image defaults from post. So I could go to the query, custom, and edit it. I don't want it to be post, I want it to be product, and then I'm going to apply my query, and then it's going to bring in the product. And I can go to this, and I want the layout to be grid, and I can have my grid layout, item per row 3. I have my item per row. What if I don't want it to be grid? I can change it to a slider, and I have a slider. I can go into the slider settings, the settings, effects, I want it to be slide normally. Okay, advanced, slides per view, I want it to be 3. If I don't want 3, I can do 2.5. So it shows, the one coming in, useful for that. Okay, or I could show maybe 3.5. All right, and I could just scroll it like that, and so many settings here. The post loop builder also have the alternate template feature, which means you can add static items inside the loop. For example, if I want to add a static item, I can choose, let's say, what I created here, maybe a static table that I created here, and I want it to be in the 4th position. And there I've dropped in something inside the 4th position. You could also set it to repeat. Okay, so every 2 slides, it repeats. So this is great if you wanted to put some static items. There are also some quality of life features in Breakdance that enables you to build your website with ease. For example, simple things like shortcuts. For example, if you want to go to the custom CSS, you just type CSS on your keyboard when selecting an element. For example, I'm selecting this section, I'm going to type CSS, and it just takes me there, and you can start typing your CSS like background color. Or if I select this section and I want to add a class to it, all I need to type is CLA, and then I can just start typing my section class. And if I want to add more, I just keep typing my section class, my other class, etc. And this is for advanced users, power users that want to use classes. It's very easy to work with Breakdance. What if I want to search for an element? I just press F and start typing. Very simple. Like, I didn't even waste time. I select this element, press F, and type opacity, and I can see opacity right there. But what if I want to include the advanced settings? Okay, while searching, all I need to do is Shift F, and I start typing opacity, and you can see that it brings in more options, including the advanced panel. Of course, it's not going to be possible to go through every feature in Breakdance, but this was just a simple review to show you what Breakdance has and how easy it can be. I already have a couple of videos that showcase what you can do with Breakdance. You can check out the videos linked at the top right corner of the screen to show you the things you can do with Breakdance. If you think you would like to try out Breakdance, I have a link in the description. It is an affiliate link. That means if you use that link to buy Breakdance, I get a small commission at no extra cost to you. So if you're looking at getting Breakdance, I would really appreciate if you use my link. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'm going to invite you to subscribe to the channel right now, because in future videos, we're going to go in details to see what we can build using Breakdance Builder. So until next time, do have a great day. Bye.